We had chances?
No, you never had a chance, which is how the campaign started, if I remember correctly.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Technically, I think this is our second chance, so...
Well, speak for yourself. This is Talia's third chance.
Exactly.
Oh, fair.
Hello, and welcome to a brand new campaign. If you have followed our other games, there are some very familiar voices here. But this is Critical Recovery. This is a brand new homebrew campaign set in the same campaign setting as the Pack Tactics games, as Hit and Abyss, as Circulus. It's all the same thing. It's just continuing after the last group ended. My name is Crash. I will be your DM for the evening, and with me are a bunch of incredibly awesome people, including Archbeth is hanging out in chat. We also have Chris, Ellie, Io, Jen, and Cindy hanging out. And this is episode 1, Oregano, which longtime listeners will get the reference. All 3 of you. I might be overestimating, but whatever. But with that said, does anyone want to summarize kind of what happened in Session 0 without being too spoilery, or do we just want to kind of like ignore that?
That's a good
TLDR things were super trippy, and we are here.
Yes.
I don't think there's a way to do that any better than that. Yeah.
Okay.
There's no way to do that without being super spoilery.
Well, we all kind of get hired by a god.
You all show up wearing dark suits and fedoras and sunglasses, and one of you says, "We're on a mission from God." It's 106 miles to Coomridge. We have a full tank of gas, a half pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses.
I love that movie.
Also, the god may or may not be Gallifreyan because she was hiding in a place that was almost ready to exist, or some weird tiny stuff I could wrap my head around.
It never existed.
Very wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
It does not exist. It only did exist. But yes.
Yeah, I still don't get that.
This session starts off. Your adventure continues with you being alive. This is a relatively recent experience for you because up until now, for some of you longer than others, you had not been. But you all take your first breath in. What is very obvious to you as you take this breath in, the first breath in a very long time, it occurs to you that in your previous encounter in Session 0, you weren't actually breathing. That detail sort of slipped your mind at the time, but now you definitely are breathing. And that breath is so very nice, although the air smells very much like sea salt. And you do feel the back and forth tilt that you get from being on a ship.
This is not a fun time.
Talia has the instant terror that she has been brought back to life moments after she died and is surrounded by terrifying things.
You immediately look and realize there's no worse mosquito.
Okay.
Gorga, it's gonna be okay. Won't let you drown. You can hold on to me if you need to.
No, I assure you, everything here is perfectly safe. This ship is ship-shape, let me tell you. You're all alive now, right? It worked? Did it work? I think it worked.
How did you about that?
Well, if I'm not alive, then, I have some more questions, so I think it worked.
Okay.
I still have a lot of questions.
Well, you got questions, I got no answers.
All I know is
very helpful.
Well, yes. Well, all I know is I got a dream telling me that I should show up here and cast a spell that I'm not powerful enough to cast, and it worked. So, yay for all of us. By the way, the person who is addressing you does appear to be a gnome, if you didn't guess from the voice that I slipped into. They have the beginning episodes of Star Trek Next Generation, Jean-Luc Picard bit of hair that goes around the back. And a very shiny dome for the rest of it. And they are currently wearing a set of robes that have the symbol of Argonia pinned to one side of their chest.
Anyone going to point out to the elf that they are not an elf anymore?
Wait, what?
Oh.
No? Me? Okay.
You do
What
look
the
a
hell?
bit more.
That is very
blue.
different. I did not know you could change once you come back.
Go sit down.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that, Morley.
Why? Why? What is? We see she has changed.
Oh,
Right.
darling.
You seem a little more. Well, you're kind of a different color.
I am. I look at my hands. How did this happen?
Maybe it's the torchlight?
I don't
By the way, there are no
think so.
torches in here. There
Yeah.
are lanterns that
Is
are
it
casting
daylight?
magical light.
Okay.
This is not who I was before. Does anyone have a mirror?
I think I got one here somewhere.
If I could borrow that for a moment.
Is this, no, it's not a mirror. How about this? Well, this is shiny enough. Okay, yeah, here you go.
And the gnome hands you, basically, it's a hip flask. So your face is somewhat distorted when you look through it.
I
Or
mean,
look
it's
into it because it's
reflective
curved. What's that?
It's reflective enough.
It's reflective enough, yes. But one side of it is concave and the other side is convex. So you get a funhouse mirror look at yourself.
This does not work so well, but it is clear that I am different now.
It's definitely a different nose.
I mean, we're focusing on you changing color. You're not an elf anymore.
That is probably a bigger change. But I
think that one's a little more pressing.
But I am a totally different color, and my horns are not the same as they used to be, and I resemble some of my family now.
I mean, elf to water creature.
Is there some
I
relation
guess
between
it
the
makes
two?
sense.
Not to my knowledge.
For the record, the flask is full if you feel like you need a swig, to be honest.
I grab the flask and swig.
Would Talia remember what actually happened in Skilvar with all the things?
You remember everything. It wasn't 100% clear in session 0 where you were, but your previous life is very much clear to you right now.
Okay. Honey, I hate to break it to you, but I think you died in Skelvar and was turned into one of those water creatures, and that's what you are now.
I was
and
on a ship when I died.
Okay.
And you're on a ship now. Isn't that great?
That's not helping.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
you're not helping.
You're not for mine.
Sorry.
No.
Look, does anyone mind that you're back?
I mean, yes, but that's a whole different story.
Because, this... I could be wrong, but it depends on who you serve, but perhaps this beats the alternative. Just saying.
Well, possibly.
by the way, Gorga, give me a Constitution save because you took a swig of the flask contents without taking a sniff first.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's Gear Grinder special, isn't it?
Will you accept a 12?
So it's a bit stronger than you were expecting. It's diluted Gear Grinder. It is diluted to the point where it won't kill you outright by swigging the whole thing. Gear Grinder special.
Okay.
Basically, you try to drink rocket fuel.
I blame the gnome.
You might want to sit down, dear.
Could I have that back now before you spill the rest of it?
Sure.
Thank you. All right, well,
Anyway,
if there's no further questions that I can't answer, my work here is done. So long. Bye.
And the gnome walks right
I
out the
say
door.
we throw the gnome overboard and take the ship.
What? Sorry, I missed that.
I say we throw
I
the gnome
would
overboard and take the ship.
prefer if you didn't do that.
Oh, creepy voice from the darkness.
Okay.
I'm sitting right underneath one of the lanterns. It's not exactly dark here. You just were a little preoccupied with the whole not being dead thing. And also the gnome. He's helpful. And the person speaking is, they are wearing a cloak and they're wearing leather armor, but they're not doing any attempt, they don't have the hood pulled up to hide their face or anything. They are very clearly a dragonborn. Many dragonborn are very tall and very wide. This dragonborn is a bit more slim and slightly shorter, and they very clearly have green scales. There is also a tiny red dragon sitting on their shoulder chirping.
so, you're
And
the
she gives you head
contact we were
scratches.
sent to mate, right?
Right on the money. My name is Thava, and this here, and she gives a particularly involved chin scritching to the little dragon on her shoulder, is Vex.
I hate you so much.
Sorry, I can't help
I've
it.
already introduced Vex.
I know, but every time you do, I hate you so much.
You know why she named it Vex, right?
Yes. Well, actually, no, you never told me, I don't think.
When asked before by totally different characters, she said that he helps keep her in line.
I still hate you.
My work here is done. Good night, everybody. So, I suppose you probably want to take a moment to get used to the whole being ambulatory again. No?
Well,
No, not my first rodeo, dear.
The gnome could not answer any questions, but do you have answers if we ask?
I have a few. What would you like to know?
Whose body am I now inhabiting?
I haven't the foggiest idea.
Okay.
Some of you, we were able to recover your original bodies. Some of you, it was quite surprising. A few of you have been, let's just say, some of you have been gone for a bit longer than you may have thought you were gone. So finding your original bodies was quite a surprise. For some of you, the original bodies could either not be located or were not in redeemable shape.
You can say decomposed.
Oh, decomposed we could deal with.
Lovely.
This explains much. The last I remember, I died after the ceiling of a tavern crashed down upon me, so I would be gone. But I still do not understand how I ended up in this particular body.
It was available. It can take getting used to. This isn't my first body either.
Well, whoever you were, they're wherever they went. They're not using it, and we can deal with the fallout of that when or if it comes up. Yeah?
That was my thought. Although, I personally don't want to deal with any more fallout than we already have to deal with. I mean, that is, in fact, what we have to deal with. That is our job, dealing with a whole bunch of fallout.
What fallout
Well-
is that?
Yes, speaking of that fallout, what is the whole... Why are we here? What is it? Oh, wow, I just went straight to Amara again. I keep doing that.
You'll get there.
Same question, English accent.
Well, your job, to start off, is to not die, because you have been dead, and sometimes it does take a bit of adjustment for that. And it was also a bit of an investment to bring you back. My job is going to be a bit more difficult while you're managing the whole not dying thing.
So, we're here to hold stuff off while you handle the involved thing?
No, if your job was to hold stuff off, I would have said your job was to hold stuff off. Your job is to not die.
As a point, both
Alright,
times
then I'm
that I-
not understanding the job right now.
You will have more detailed assignments, I assure you. But you just woke up. You haven't even had breakfast yet.
As
We're
a
not
point,
going to
Judgy,
require
both times
you
I
to...
have died.
What's that?
Go on.
No, you go first.
I was just going to say, as a point, Judgy, both times I have died, it was in war, fighting for my people.
And you will have plenty more opportunities to use your skills, I'm sure. Just maybe not before you've had your coffee.
Okay, now you're talking my language. Where's the coffee?
Upstairs. And Talia walks out the same... Not Talia. No, Talia is the person that she's
Oh, no,
talking to.
Talia goes for the coffee.
Saba walks out the same door the gnome walked out of.
Talia heads in the direction of coffee.
Okay. As soon as you walk out the door, you can smell it, by the way. It is very, very strong.
Theoretically, I probably shouldn't drink that on a stomach that, well, I think it might have needed to be regrown considering what I've been doing. So technically, I've never eaten anything with it. But I think I could use some strong coffee.
You are
This is-
overthinking it.
This is the healthiest your stomach has ever been.
Okay, I will have the coffee.
Okay. Black coffee is distributed to all of you. Requests for creamer are not delivered.
Oh, black coffee. That's the best coffee.
Mm.
I mean, it's what's in my cup right now.
It's what will be in my cup when we go for a break.
There we go. All right. Has everyone had their coffee? Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. Let's get on the boat.
I thought
Okay.
we were on a boat.
No, we're on a ship.
No?
Now we're going to get Yeah,
I see. One is smaller than the other, yes?
very much smaller. The good crew that have brought us here did not pay for, shall we say, an extended stay. They'd like to get on their way. The waters here are not very nice.
Where are we exactly?
Somewhere to the southeast of the main continent.
If they're leaving, how are we gonna get back from where we're... Oh, no, wait. It was said that the place we were going to wasn't underwater right now.
Yeah, we're going to take a boat over to it, and then from there we're going to walk to our next destination.
I want to say we're near Cambridge.
Not even close.
All right, then.
It was a
Guess-
day's journey by, if I remember correctly, it was a day's journey by train that was powered by rocket fuel.
Oh, right.
So,
I remember that now.
so no, it is not. It is not close. Yes, that is in fact the map, but Oregano is not on
That's
it.
just for everyone's. I was just for everyone's reference.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Right, so you get in a small rowboat, and Thava does not ask anyone to take the oars. She goes to do that immediately.
I'll give a hand if it's a multiple rower boat.
It most certainly is. Thava thanks you for that, but she doesn't ask anyone to use the oars. There's actually 3 sets in this boat.
I'll grab another to help.
Okay.
Gorg is still processing a lot, so
Yeah,
he's just kind of following along.
Well, where
We'll
Gorga
keep an eye
is-
on our frightened friend for now.
Okay. And on your way, Thava says, some of you are probably still in shock. Some of you haven't even realized that you're in shock yet. Don't stress about it. This is... Well, I've seen it before. Let's put it that way. You've been through something that most people never encounter. And it's a lot to take in. So don't feel bad if at any point you feel like you're not pulling your weight. You'll have the opportunity to do that. Just maybe not yet. This is, for you, a very low-risk assignment. The next stop will be a bit tougher. And as Thava and the rest of you are rowing, those of you who are able to look forward, because of course everyone who's rowing is looking at the ship that is already setting sail away from you, those of you who are looking forward see that you are approaching a rather circular cliff face, where imagine if someone took an ice cream scoop against a cliff and just scooped out a chunk, and the ocean poured in the gap that remained. That's kind of what you're looking at here.
Okay.
It's quite a sight, isn't it?
What caused it?
A kraken.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. This is apparently where it was sleeping for millions of years. And then,
Who?
my little pseudo-dragon's namesake and a bunch of his friends woke it up.
Oh, no. Why did they do that?
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
I know. The characters here don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
Having met them, I'm fairly certain that it was unintended. I mean,
I mean, how do you accidentally wake up a... Oh God, I did it again, Amara. How do you accidentally wake up a kraken?
I assume you accidentally find the place it's sleeping and accidentally make a little too much noise?
there were mining explosions used.
Oh, wow.
I mean...
I guess that would wake
At
anything.
least it wasn't a Tarrasque or anything, right?
No, the Tarrasque is on the other side of the world. You don't need to worry about that right now.
That was a joke.
It is the right now part that troubles me.
That was a joke. There's a Tarrasque.
There is a Tarrasque. And we'll probably have to go and do some investigating about that too, but more along the lines of talking to the Kuatoa, which are very nice fish people once you get to know them and you get over the smell and the taste of that stupid seaweed.
I'm pretty confident they were the ones that killed me.
Oh, the Kuatoa? No, you're probably thinking of the Sahuagin.
Fish people, whatever.
Well, there's fish people, and then there's shark people. Okay, and the ship eventually, not the ship. The ship is long gone. It's a speck on the horizon at this point. The boat that you're in eventually does come up to the shore, which isn't much of a shore. It's very rocky. There's a few crustaceans, I can speak, immediately like scuttle out of sight as the boat comes up. And Thava makes sure it's pulled up out of the water as much as possible and turned upside down to keep rainwater from coming into it. And says, okay, well, that's it for this. Now for the fun part. And she pulls out a small crossbow and fires a grappling line up to what appears to be an opening in the cliff. It's really high up. I hope none of you are afraid of heights. Sometimes new bodies give you new phobias, so you might not know. Let's find out. And Thava immediately starts climbing the rope.
Okay. I am in a body I've never had before. What could possibly go wrong?
This is either going to be... I would allow you to make an athletics or acrobatics check for this.
Okay, I will do acrobatics. I have a total of 7. That's with a +3.
Congratulations, you have managed to lie prone.
Okay, that did not work well. Whoever this was not very strong.
All right, hold on to me. I'll see if I can climb the both of us across.
If you're going to take a passenger up, you are going to have to make your roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay, I will climb on. Sort of like a hug thing. And hope for the best.
Okay,
17.
at disadvantage, you got a 17. You make it look easy. 14 for Zuda. Zuda is able to make her way up as well. Doesn't make it look as easy as Ryan does it with a passenger, but Zuda still does it. A 17 for Gorga. Yes, you take to this rope like a fish to water. Oh, that maybe I shouldn't have said that to someone who just woke up in a water genasi body.
That was really, really mean.
That was
drowning.
Well, perhaps Gorga thinks that every step she takes going up this cliff face takes her away from a water source. So maybe that's a thing. And Talia with a 16 does quite well herself as well. Okay. So as you get into the opening of this cliff face, you find that you are looking at what was once a subterranean town. Like, it's got streets, it's got houses with roofs, it has a clearly marked main street, it has huge chunks of rock that have caved in multiple roofs and totally crushed other houses. Okay, that's aftermarket. And there's many spots where sunlight is coming in from above.
So what was this place?
It was a mining town entirely populated by vampires.
Oh, lovely.
Well, that's not something I expected to hear.
In fairness, the hole probably helped with the getting rid of the vampires.
The ones that weren't crushed outright or killed by a servant of the Kraken, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Which is a bit of a shame. Well,
Okay.
well, these vampires were actually trying to...
miners.
Sorry?
I don't think I've ever heard of vampire miners.
Guess
Well,
it...
I don't mean to talk
town.
over you.
Nah. I don't know much about vampires anyway.
It's a mostly underground job, therefore no sunlight, very easy for them to do. And apparently they were buying their blood rather than, collecting it the old-fashioned way.
I
Then
assumed they were mining bloodstone.
No, they were mining salt.
Right.
Mine the salt, sell it, buy blood. Sounds
Very strange.
like a rational sort of thing. If
I mean, I don't know much about vampires either, but
They've been-
it's okay. Well, underground, no sun. I get this part. Okay, fine.
And then your pet's namesake came and slaughtered them all and released the Kraken.
Honestly, I don't think they killed any of the vampires. Well, one of them. But I think at that point she wasn't really much of a vampire. Being this close to some really evil stuff can change you. Anyway, that's a lot of backstory that you don't have to worry about too much. You've got a whole town to play in. There's probably nothing dangerous up here. Most of the really bad stuff was killed by the last party adventures that came through. I need to go do some swimming, so I'll see you in a day or two. If I'm not back, chances are Argonia will contact you in a dream or something.
Good to know. What are we looking for here exactly?
Just try not to die.
Try not to die.
Yeah, I think it's a case of if
Okay.
we're being left to our own devices with the quest of not dying.
Yes.
Okay. I
Hopefully
will try
you
not to
are
die.
all skilled
again.
enough to live up to the task. Quite literally.
I'd rather do the swimming part.
No, in this case you'd rather not.
Very
We
well.
are above a salt mine. The Kraken lay asleep at the bottom. It's more of a slurry than it is water.
That
Yes.
does sound unpleasant.
Probably
It's not-
not good for the gills.
Oh, definitely not. You'd be preserved partway down. That's why I'll be using an item that doesn't require me to actually breathe the stuff. All I need to worry about is any lingering presence of evil from the Kraken sleeping there for so many millions of years. All right. The rest of you have fun. And with that, Thava jumps off the ledge, and I'm going to roll for Thava.
Oh no. Oh no.
Splat.
The unceremonious end of Fava.
I got a 17 once I added in the modifier. So she doesn't do a perfect swan dive, but,
Doesn't turn into marmalade.
the various judges, like,
Doesn't
she
hit the
doesn't,
boat.
let's put it this way, she does not shapeshift into a goldfish partway down. And also the various judges that appear out of nowhere and hold up signs, most of them are 7s and 8s. The judge does give it a 2. The one from the Russian area does give it a 2, but, whatever.
So, don't suppose any of you are familiar with a standard search pattern?
No, I have never needed to learn one.
Very much so. We should probably set up a perimeter and base camp as well.
That's what I was thinking.
Who has the highest animal handling skill?
Nope.
2?
Plus
Nope,
2?
nope.
I have a 3.
I also have a 3.
Okay. Zuda and Gorga, give me an animal handling check. You're not actively doing animal handling, but actually, if I was doing this correctly, I would see who had the lowest modifier and have you be the one that has to deal with this. But no.
Oh.
7.
Okay. Gorga. So here's
13.
the thing. Yep, I see. Wonderful. So here's the thing. When Thava did that wonderful Olympic-style dive into the water, Vex, the pseudo-dragon, decided it would not be fun to join her. So Vex did some angry chirps and flew around in a figure 8 and then lands on your shoulder.
Aw, you made a friend.
Well, at least if we can't find any food. There we go.
Oh.
That results in some very angry chirps from Vex.
We are not aiding somebody's familiar.
I'm not sure it would
Not with that attitude.
I think I've got 5 days of rations in this pack, so that... Well, I'm hoping some of y'all have some too, but...
Looks like I have enough for one day. Just one.
I have none. I may be eating that familiar.
Oh no.
You say
I have
that
more than
like
I
I
thought I
won't
did. I have
share.
So I do have the pseudo-dragon stats. You might not survive the experience at level 1. Just saying. They do have a stinger at the end of their tail.
Oh, not again.
Oh,
No,
let's-
Archbeth, we are not licking the familiar.
It tastes like strawberries.
Oh,
no,
I see that
they
now.
do not.
No.
Okay, I have 5 days of rations. I just didn't
Okay.
read the number right. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and
Is there anybody here who doesn't have dark vision?
I think
I can
we'll-
see
Ah.
quite.
I have.
But if needs be, I can, and I put my hands up and cast dancing lights. I can do that for us if needs be.
I do not have dark vision. I don't think.
I think water can actually do.
It's not on my character sheet.
Yeah, it's not a racial trait for Water Ganassi.
Oh, damn.
But I
I-
will.
Cast light on my longsword.
Okay.
And I have dancing lights
Sorry.
up as well for us.
Oh, let's get to the search. We want to try to make sure this place is as safe as possible. Which, given the description of Kraken and vampires, that sounds like it might be a tall order, but gotta start somewhere.
Well, hopefully none of them are still fucking around here.
And Gorga, at this point, the pseudo-dragon has curled up around your shoulders. Imagine,
Okay.
if you will, a very strange-looking scarf.
I'll leave it be.
It starts to purr.
Oh.
Once again, I'll just leave it be, because it's not hurting anyone, and I don't want to be on this thing's bad side.
Okay. So you have a town to search. If you... I will allow you to make a perception or investigation check as you look around.
I am proficient in perception.
I would like to investigate the largest building and try and see if there's anything
But
useful.
I am not proficient in perception enough for that too.
You perceive the two perfectly.
I have rolled a 9 on investigation.
I rolled
Terrible.
15 on investigation.
Okay. So I'm going to start with Talia's roll because Chris was very specific about where Talia is going. The largest structure that exists in this town, unless you want to count the cave it's in as a structure, is apparently is an inn/tavern, because of course it is. This is a Dungeons and Dragons game. The largest building is always going to be a tavern.
Perfect base of operations.
Yes, exactly. So as you go in, you see that it looks like exactly what you expect it to look like. Although, the front wall has a very large glass window that has been completely shattered. There's jagged glass laying all over the place on the outside, not so much on the inside. And
on the inside?
On the inside, there's a significant amount of overturned furniture. Some of it is broken. There's a few rocks that seem to have come through from the ceiling, which might explain some of it. There's a very large number of bottles in here. It looks like they're mostly... They started from the shelves that are behind the bar.
They're all blood, aren't they?
They are mostly empty, but there's a few of them that have a brownish residue, in some cases very thick gunk that's on the inside.
I'd pop one and just have a sniff.
We are going to pause that and talk about the other people who are going through.
Oh god, something's going to happen with that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We also had some very good rolls from other people. We got a dirty 20 for Zuda, which is fantastic. We got a 9 for Morley, but Morley's having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so, Zuda, you very quickly find that at some point, the main street was turned into a main cemetery. There are rows of markers that go down the main street. It's not so much graves that were dug, rather there are cairns that are covering, you would assume, corpses, unless you dig through to find out for sure. There's a row on the left side of the street and a row on the right side of the street. The markers are mostly planks of wood that were ostensibly gathered from the various houses that were partially or completely destroyed by the cave-ins. Every marker has a name on it.
I somehow don't think that band of adventurers would have done this.
And also, hello, Theo, in chat.
Which means someone else has been here and might still be here. Someone who knew who these people were.
The name markers also, in many cases, include a profession. And not all cases, but many of the cases include how old they were. Not all of the ages are double digits. None of them are single digit.
It's always a good clarification to have.
Looking back on this, we were terrible in the first campaign.
Yeah, we were.
Multiple times.
Yeah, we were.
Multiple times.
We were a wave of destruction in that first campaign for a while.
Within the first paragraph, sometimes the first sentence of me describing a new location, I believe there was a common exclamation of the desire to do urban renewal through the use of pyrotechnics.
You know what? Vex had a thing and he liked fire. Let him have it.
It's why I actually gave you a town that was made of stone and metal so you could not. Mm-hmm. But this one. This one got destroyed.
We tried not to be murder hobos, and I think we were the most murder hobos we've had.
You feel bad for these folks.
Some of the markers don't have cans, by the way.
Nothing we can do for him now.
Just keep an eye out, because, as pointed out, if someone buried them or made these markers, that means someone was here after the place was destroyed.
Someone roll me a d12. I will take the first response I see.
11.
I see an 11. Okay. Ha! Someone roll me another d12.
Oh, no.
5.
Okay. Duly noted.
Oh, God. I hate
Okay.
it when he says duly noted.
One of us is dead.
Probably.
Shall we go back to the person who was examining the bottle with the unknown substance inside of it?
Okay.
You know, we actually been playing for close to an hour. What if... No.
Oh, no.
I want to find out if I need a new character or not.
It's the first session. I don't want to kill off a character in the first session. I mean, this is the time to do it. But no.
This is the time to do it, yeah.
Yeah, first and last session are the best times to do that. Like, get it over with, or, well, they lived a good life. But no. So, as you are examining the substance, give me a medicine check.
Okay. That was nearly so good. It's only a 10.
Okay. Yeah, this stuff is foul, but it's old foul. You're fairly certain it's not a poison. There is a slightly, like, rotten, fruity smell to it, but there's more to it than that. You've seen old, dried-up wine before. This is not old, dried-up wine.
I mean, logically, I would think, okay, well, we were in a town of vampires. Clearly, this is like wine mixed with blood.
Well, this is also the tavern, which is where they have visitors.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a fair point. I don't like it. I'm just gonna pop the cork back on and put it back.
Oh, this stuff was dried up inside. It didn't have a cork.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Gross.
Matter of fact, none of the bottles appear to be 100% intact in that regard. There's some of them that weren't broken, and the cork was taken out. There's some of them that still have the cork, but they were broken.
Can I check up the stairs just to see if there's anything up there, especially if there's potential to be our base of operations? We should definitely make sure it's cleaned out of any potential bad things.
Okay. So you go up the stairs, and you see a stereotypical hallway. At the end of the hallway is a set of twin girls that are holding hands.
No.
Nope.
That ask you to come play with them.
Nope.
This is not true. I'm making all this
throw
up.
all the Eldritch blasts at it.
Also a young boy on a tricycle. And a stuffed clown.
Okay, now that's just mean. That's just mean.
None of this is canon. What you do see is a row. It's a hallway that goes the length of the building, and there are doors evenly spaced on both sides of this hallway.
Okay.
Most of the doors are closed. There is one that appears to be rattling.
Why you gotta stay rattling, man? Why you gotta do this?
Maybe there's a window open on the other side, but we are underground, so this does not necessarily work.
I charge up an Eldritch Blast, and I hold it, and I open the door. What do I see?
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, no.
Is this to charm me? Because I have
No.
advantage on that.
No, this is not. I'm using the idea of charisma as your sense of self and your willpower. But
Okay.
it is not against a charm.
That is 16.
Okay, you manage to not scream like a frightened child when
Okay.
you kick open the door and a flock of ravens flies through the door and past you and down the stairs and outside.
Really subtle. Really, really subtle. Okay?
That's...
Okay, this is not a good sign.
By the way,
No,
that's
that-
what you got from rolling an 11 on my random encounters table.
that could either be completely uncoincidental or a message. One of the two.
I don't think this is the usual environment for birds.
Exactly. That's what I am saying.
I think we should head into there.
This particular room, the window is nope.
The window is nope.
Well,
there is no window.
And the wall surrounding the window is also a bit of a nope. Remember, cave-ins.
Right. Okay, I got it.
Birds will nest anywhere they can get into, so...
Yeah. Is there anything out of the ordinary, other than cave-in and, potential vampire corpses, out of the ordinary in this room? That the ravens just came out of?
It doesn't look like there's anything out of the ordinary in this room, and examining the other rooms, it looks like there's enough of them that 5 members of a ragtag band of adventurers would be able to take a long rest here if they so chose.
Okay.
So I want to provide one last bit of information for those of you who were going down the main street, looking at all the cairns. So especially with a nat 20, Zuda, well, not a nat 20. Was it nat 20 or was it dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
Okay, but still 20. And for level 1 adventurers, that's worth the reward. So you see this from a mile away, and by that I mean literally. This large cavern that this town is built in has, if you go down far enough, there is actually a set of rail lines that parallel the street, and the rail lines go right into a smaller cave opening at the far side.
As befits a mine.
As befits a mine.
So there may be something or someone further down in there.
And we have been playing for about an hour, so what do you say we take a short break? All right, I have pressed the buttons. Trapdoors have opened up underneath all of you. You each fall into a pit filled with, it's either going to have crocodiles, alligators, maniacal advisors that have been polymorphed into pink fluffy kittens. That's very specific.
That is, yeah.
Or my crocodile appears to be a pool toy.
Or in one particular case, a clutch of freshly hatched kobolds.
Oh no.
Joke's on you. My desk chair has a jetpack.
I wasn't talking about the players.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love how the last time we had this conversation, I was like, no, I wasn't talking about the characters. I was mentioning player names.
Right.
Oh, but that was a different campaign. Okay, so where we ended off before the break, I pointed out there was a dark and ominous-looking tunnel with a set of tracks that went into it. Then we took a break.
Indeed.
And also because I didn't say it when we were recording earlier. Hello, LFA in chat.
Yeah?
Our task is to stay alive.
Yes.
But that tunnel looks very interesting.
Our task is also to investigate things.
It is.
So maybe we can investigate and not die.
Yes.
I mean, it seems like a simple enough task.
A cautious investigation.
Mm-hmm. Just, yes.
By the way,
Stay behind me.
Okay, good plan.
Zuda gets inspiration for that wonderful segue into maybe we should take this breadcrumb that the DM has dangled in front of us. Like, our job is to not die, but we could maybe not die over there. We weren't told a location for not dying.
As a point, if anything does happen, we meet up back at the inn. Yes, agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And we should
Wait,
leave
are we splitting up?
No, but if we do get separated for whatever circumstances suddenly show up and just ruin us all, that is our point of origin.
Fair enough.
Point of order, the first time I brought a party to Oregano, within 5 minutes I did split the party with an earthquake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is what happened.
Also, I know how your mind works.
Granted, I split the party between the people who were there for that session and the people who were AFK.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind about that. Some of them ended up being found wrapped in spiderwebs. Never mind about that.
Hey, Morley.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a weapon?
I don't know. Let's see. What did this person have? I have a crossbow. Perhaps I should learn to use it.
Crossbows are good. Easier than the drawn ones.
Yes, that's It is good they are easy because I do not normally use weapons. I am a weaver. I make masks. So, crossbow. I will try.
Gorga,
Mm-hmm.
does this body have anything on it that you can use as a weapon?
I have 2 daggers, a rapier, and a short bow, which I'm not going to say I'm the best fighter, but I am familiar with all of these weapons.
Okay, you're packing. Fantastic.
As we enter the cave, I am going to casually give Vigilant Blessing to Ryan, which gives you advantage on initiative rolls.
All right. Excellent. I'll probably need it.
And while
Why
we're
would you say
entering
that?
the cave, I'm also going to just pop Armor of Agathis on myself.
I'll probably need it because I have an initiative modifier of -1.
Yes, but that implies that you're going to have to roll for initiative.
Hmm.
Aaron, I have 5 temp hit points, okay?
Okay. So the passageway that goes into this mine, it does do a little bit of twist and turning, but for the most part, it's in a straight line going south. I have provided an image for you in chat, and it is about 10 feet wide in most cases. And when you go down it for a considerable length, you get to a point where it splits to the left and the right. Both the east and the west splits look like they go for not too far before they widen out a whole lot.
Can we tell anything else about them or hear any noises down at either one?
If you want to listen, that will require a roll.
Okay.
And also, someone roll me a d12.
Oh, God.
9.
Okay.
Got an 11 on my perception check.
Okay, yeah, you hear nothing. Someone roll me another d12.
That's 10.
Can I see what the passages expand into?
Very large open spaces. The rail track goes off in both directions.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Should we split up?
No.
I don't
No.
think so.
No, we are supposed to stay alive. Not die, remember?
You can stay alive while being split up. Just be very cautious.
I
It's
don't like the
harder
odds
to
of
stay
this.
alive while being split up.
It will be easier, I think, if we stick together. And my instinct is to follow the right-hand wall.
That's a vote for right. I think
The
that's as
DM
good
is
a path as
remembering.
any.
The DM is remembering pack tactics from 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Well, this is a maze. Keep going right, and you went in a straight line.
We did, yeah.
Can I cast Dancing Lights and send 2 lights down each passage?
How far does
They go
dancing
for
lights go?
120 feet. They go for 120 feet.
So you can see far ends of these passages, but that is what you see in both directions. There is one of those things that you would see at the end of a rail line for a minecart that stops it from going off the rails right at the end to the west, but to the east it goes around a turn.
East.
Is a good direction as any, I suppose.
Why not?
Okay. Now, I only heard one roll for perception checks. Did
Oh.
anyone else roll?
I have not yet, but I can if you want me to.
I
mean,
don't
I'm
suppose
sure.
a passive perception is helpful here.
What's your passive perception?
14.
My passive is 17.
Jesus.
At level 1.
I took expertise in perception.
Yeah,
I am-
forgot you were a rogue.
rogues are skill monkeys.
I forgot you were a rogue. For some reason, I was thinking you were either a ranger or another cleric.
All hail Gorga, the socks of this expansion of this campaign.
I am looking forward to the point when Gorga is at certain level of rogue where I say it's going to require this level of difficulty to complete this skill, and Gorga's just like, yeah, I do it.
Yeah.
roll a stealth check. 34?
Well, you're going to this door is guarded with a very complex trapped lock. I open it. You're going to have to roll it. Yeah, I know. It's open now.
I'm so disappointed. Mazir finally got to the level where she could treat any roll below a 10 as a 10, and you ended the campaign.
Yeah, well, you had to go and kill the Kraken.
Yeah, I mean,
It is your fault. You killed the Kraken.
How dare you? First of all, how dare you? Second, I just rolled a stealth check for nothing of consequence, mind you. But all this talk about your perception rolls means absolutely nothing. 'Cause let me tell you, this roll...
I'll be keeping...
Sorry?
I was going to say, I'll be keeping dancing lights up. It lasts a minute.
Okay.
I'll just keep refreshing every minute.
But let me tell you, this roll that I did, this roll, you don't see rolls like this all the time. This is a nat 1.
This is a they wish they could have turned it into a 10.
Mm-hmm.
This is a I'm so quiet, look at me, I'm being quiet. What do you mean that's not a bardic inspiration for our stealth check?
Oh no.
No, what you hear is a mysterious hissing sound. Not like a snake, but like a kettle before it starts to whistle.
Does anyone hear a kettle?
I do. I wonder if it's steam being outlet from old machinery.
Which direction is it coming from?
Well, you said you were heading east, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Wait.
let me provide additional context.
Hang on. Can I clarify something?
Sure.
Are we heading east or are we heading right? Because we approached from the north.
Yes, that's a fair point. Are we heading east
Well,
or right? Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
You had the discussion, and then you were talking about east because heading right, you could see that the rail line got a dead end.
Okay. Okay, so we turned left
Yes.
Yes.
into what is on the map the right-hand passage.
Yes. Yes. Aaron, yes.
Left and right got reversed because you were coming south.
Yes.
So you
exactly.
actually turned left to go east.
Okay, that was the question I had.
Wibbly wobbly lefty righty.
Mhm.
Okay. So you hear the sound coming from the south.
We should look into that. If there's still active machinery here, we don't want to get in trouble with it.
But we should also be quiet in case it's not machinery and it's something trying to kill us.
Good point.
May I
That's
suggest creeping up?
Well, you can suggest it.
You can suggest it.
I'll have to de-light my long sword and
I'll turn off the lights. I'll turn off my dancing lights too. It's no problem.
Vex, by the way, has jumped off of Gorga's shoulder and is on the ground, tiptoeing forward, not unlike a cat that has noticed a small toy on the ground, or a mouse.
But
As soon as the lights go out, I give Eyes of Night to everybody in the party.
What does that do?
What does that do?
That gives you the benefit of dark vision with no maximum range
Oh,
for 10 minutes.
Ooh.
nice.
Where did this ability come from?
Part of being
I
a
like
Twilight
it.
Cleric.
Part of being a what?
Twilight Cleric.
Ah.
If you guys aren't confident in your own ability to be stealthy, I can try to take a look, but I want to stay somewhere where you can see me.
Right.
let me put it this way: I kind of clink when I walk.
Indeed.
I'm confident in my ability to be relatively stealthy. The clinking is probably not going to help, though.
Well, that hissing sound is covering up a lot of the... It's providing a lot of white noise, let's put it that way. It seems to be coming from more than one source.
All right, well, just thought I'd throw it out there. So let's take a look.
Okay. So this room that you're going into, let me describe it for you. This large chamber has had a significant portion of salt mined out of it already to make it the size that it is. To the south, there are wooden planks that are painted with stripes. You assume, although dark vision tends to be black and white and shades of gray, so you can't know for sure, you assume that they're painted black and yellow. The black you're certain of, the yellow not so much. And they are scattered and broken by the chaos of however many years ago it was that all this went down. Thava didn't actually tell you the number of years. There is a sign that rests face up on the ground at that southern location with the word caution written in all capital letters in common. And the hissing sound appears to be coming from clumps of steam that are sort of buzzing around the cavern above your head. One of them is currently being stalked by Vex.
Okay, so are these bats?
Vents.
They're what?
Vents.
Vents, okay. So not a creature.
No.
Okay, good.
One of them lands perched on the wall near you, and when it does this, you can see that it is clearly roughly humanoid in shape with bat-like wings.
Okay, yes, they are bats.
Oh,
Oh no.
It
Oh
springs at
no.
you.
Huh?
Oh no.
What?
what is it?
I think it's a vampire.
frightfully small, though.
A bit.
So, question: does anyone here speak Aquan?
The water ganassi, mate.
Maybe.
I actually don't.
Oh, wow.
Do water ganassi not by default?
No, I speak Common, Draconic, and Primordial.
Yeah, Primordial's that Ganassi language.
Oh, I can now see what that is. I couldn't make it out at
It's
first.
a steam fairy, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. That makes sense. I think it's a creature.
I get my mace out just in case.
It laughs at you and flies away.
Rude.
Maybe it
It-
does not want
The
to
lesser
fight.
fae do tend to be.
It did scream at you with some things that were apparently words, and actually, I should probably look into. I want to say that Aquan is actually a subset of Primordial,
Of primordial. I think it is.
and doing a search in D&D Beyond for Aquan gets me.
Does not bring it up.
Yeah, it gets me Drown.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
I
magical
think
item
it's a
called
sub-
Drown.
Why
if you
is
look
there a
at-
magical item called Drown?
That is concerning. Because I know if you look up like water elemental, it speaks Aquan. But isn't that? I swear that's just primordial.
Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Critical Recovery, where we're going to spend 5 minutes looking up the rules.
Happens almost every session, though, doesn't it?
But not the rules about combat or spells. No, the rules about talking to each other.
Yes.
Primordial. Yep. Yeah.
Aquan is a dialect of Primordial.
Okay.
Yeah, primordial consists of the elemental languages Aquan, Aran, Ignan, and Terran.
Okay. So, understanding Primordial, I will say that there's a thick accent, but you do, in fact, understand the words of this thing. It sniffs at you and goes, "Huh, this place not yours. You not Mephits."
We know what.
Sorry, I was waiting for that. You is not a method.
Pretty much. You is not a Mephit. This place not yours. Ours now. You go. And then it laughs at you and flies away.
Uh-huh.
It's telling us that we're not Mephits, so we should go away.
What the hell is a method?
Apparently, those.
A lesser elemental.
Okay, well, it's not nice.
It's also not hostile, it seems.
Not yet, but if we stay too long, it may not be happy with that.
Vex has continued to attempt to stalk a Mephit on the far side of the room.
X, stop. Leave it alone.
Hey, yeah, maybe leave the method.
Don't make me get the water bottle.
Okay, you made me laugh. Inspiration.
Yay!
It's only fair. And the Mephits that are flying above you are saying various very rude things about you. Although most of you can't speak Primordial, so most of you don't know what they're saying. Those of you who do speak Primordial, well, the insults are kind of along the lines of, you're not made of boiling water. Look at you walking on the ground. Things that the Mephits prize. But, you know.
I insult their lineage in Sylvan and walk on.
I assume that they're not making diplomatic overtures up there.
I have to credit Beth with this one. Ew, bones.
I know, right?
I insult their lineage in Ilvan.
Now that's uncalled for.
I mean, they're being rude.
They are being rude. You are being quite rude, I say in Primordial.
Well, I'm still
You is not
insulting their
Mephits.
lineage in Ilvan.
We don't care.
Little did I know that phrase was going to come back. You know, he was not a method. Yeah.
The first time Mephits were encountered in this location, no one spoke Primordial.
Right.
Well, not that I understand anything that's happening right now. Let's leave them and keep going.
I think that's probably the better part of Valor.
They do not seem to want us here. If we go,
They do.
maybe they leave us be.
Somewhat have us outnumbered, and we have been ordered not to die. So,
There's somewhere between 4 and 8 of them in here. It's hard to count because of how they're moving.
And I don't think I want to hurt the little things, even if they are being rude. Being rude's hardly a longsword-worthy offense, you know?
I mean, it depends on how rude.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
You're not fun.
Let's check out the northernmost room. Perhaps there's something more... I'll say this in primordial. Perhaps there's something more interesting there.
Ooh, savage.
They laugh louder.
We're in the southern room, right? We took a right at that fork. Yeah. We came from the left and we went down.
I have to mentally turn my map upside down to understand left and right. Which is why I usually give directions of north, south, east, and west, because then I don't have to do any cognitive gymnastics. So you came in.
You said they were in the southern.
They're in the southern portion of this very large room.
Right.
That
so
actually
let's go check out
has
the northern portion.
Okay. Well, you came through the northern portion, but there
I
are
another passage up there.
Hold on a second.
I'm looking at this map. That did not do what I thought it would do. Oh, I thought that was pillar in the center was an actual division and not just a pillar.
Well, your characters haven't walked around that, so far as you know, it is.
Okay. So let's go back up north.
Okay. No matter which direction you head in, they laugh louder when they see which direction you're heading towards. Like they're expecting a punchline before it's delivered. You feel compelled to look above you to see if there's a doorway that has like a bucket of water positioned right above it. Someone roll me a d12.
Oh God, we're going to die.
You say that every time, just because eventually you'll be right. Okay, someone roll me another d12.
Technically, we already did.
I mean, that's
7.
fair.
7.
But again? Okay. I can work with that. All right. So you go to the north through that passageway you haven't discovered. Well, haven't explored yet. Not discovered.
Oh, I bring my dancing lights back up for us.
I mean, we don't need it.
No.
Oh, no, we do. We could dark vision because you're OP. Cool. Love it.
Well, for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
And I can do it 3 times a day.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Okay.
So you go into this room, known as room number 3. It is not behind door number 2. You did not, in fact, win a red snapper.
Boring.
We chose what's in the box.
You get nothing.
Oh.
You don't even get to drink from the fire hose.
We watched that last night. It's such a good movie.
It's a very good movie. All right. So this chamber has significantly large salt deposits still. Mining equipment is scattered about like it was dropped in haste. And there is, in fact, what looks to be like a dead body lying in the middle.
Fresh?
It doesn't look fresh. It looks like it's been here a while.
How decomposed? Skeleton or just a bit
There's
disgusting?
skin. There's skin. But what happened underneath the skin is probably not pleasant. They are wearing pants. They're not wearing anything else.
Is there anything can indicate how they died?
You'd have to get closer than looking at it from the entrance to this room.
I'm going to head over and
super
take
curious.
a look.
I'd like to do that.
I will go with.
Okay, so we got 3 of you. 3 out of 5
I'm going
chose to
to.
walk towards the bomb. I mean, corpse.
Oh no!
I'm joking.
I rolled a
It is
30.
not a bomb.
Oh no!
It is not a bomb.
I'm assuming
There were a lot of explosives in here. They've been used.
I'm assuming it was medicine. I rolled a dirty 20 if it is.
It looks like-
Medicine is wisdom. I'm not proficient, but... Oh, that's a nat 1.
Oh.
I'm not proficient.
Dirty 20.
1 second here.
That's a nat 1, so there's no I'm not proficient, but that's just I'm not proficient.
I mean, I have no doubt that I'm going to look at it and it's just going to grab Talia by the throat.
I mean, you're not really wrong. Because when you go up to it, it does immediately look up at you and snarl.
Uh-oh.
and
Oh,
spring at
creepy.
you.
What?
Okay.
What was that last part?
Spring.
Swing.
Oh,
Right. None of that.
Okay.
Slashy.
I mean, let it hit me. It'll just take frost damage.
Okay, well, actually, what we're going to do is roll for initiative.
okay.
Okay.
Ryan, don't forget you have advantage.
Yeah, Oh, I rolled 1d20, keep 1.
Whoops.
I'm keeping the 14.
Should we roll twice, or am I not understanding?
No,
Nah,
Ryan had
because
advantage
they have
because of an
advantage.
ability.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so Talia, what did you get?
4.
Zuda?
9.
I already know Ryan got a 14. Morley
8.
and Gorga.
18.
Okay. I press the magical start button. And the big bad, well, they're not that big. They're medium-sized. The medium bad,
The medium bad.
it's like the medium rare.
No,
Maybe not
I don't
for this
think.
one.
You definitely
No.
don't want these things to be common.
I
Oh,
definitely don't want them to be
pretty.
state either.
Oh.
Okay. Well, this thing goes first with an initiative of 22.
Wow.
And they get an attack. They are going to attempt a claw attack.
Come at me.
They are. That's a 6.
That's a fail.
Yeah, that's a fail for most beings. If you're unarmored and just saying, hit me, stop trying to hit me and hit me, a 6 is still going to miss in most cases. But that is exactly what they attempt to do. And because this is an encounter balanced for level 1 adventurers, they only get 1 attack this round. Gorga.
Talia, maybe be getting behind me and not trying to.
I mean, if it bites me, it will go into my temp hit points and it'll take frost damage. I'm fine. I'm tankier than you assume.
Isn't that a great ability?
I love Armor of Agathis. So good.
So, Gorga, what would you like to do?
I'm going to shoot it with the short bow.
Because you're one of the ones that said, maybe I don't want to approach the conspicuous-looking corpse over there.
And I got a dirty 20 on the attack roll.
That's going to narrowly hit it.
So, counting the sneak attack, which I assume I get because Talia's right there,
Yeah.
I do 9 points of damage.
Oh, I love sneak attack.
9 points of damage at level 1 from a ranged attack is very acceptable.
Yeah, that's a
That was
respectable,
really good.
That's a respectable attack.
70,
Golf clap. Golf clap.
70 sessions from now, one of you's going to do 9 points of damage and go, oh man, I rolled all ones. How could...
And that one's going to be Gorga because she's rolling 96.
Pretty much.
All right, but that's the end of my turn.
Okay, well, yeah, level 1. Not a lot of abilities. Ryan, you're up.
Right. I'm in my element now. Time to stick a longsword in this thing.
Kill it.
I intend to.
I got the target in my sights, and I'm going to shoot bullets at it.
I am going to use my inspiration because
Wow.
thinks I want to roll more twos.
That
Yeah.
nat two though.
I mean, you
That
don't?
nat two though.
I do not want to roll more twos.
I mean, to be fair, a 2 is what I rolled for this thing's first attack. It has a +4 to hit.
Ah!
Okay, you have a mighty 10. Unfortunately, that does not do the job.
Would you stop dodging around?
It looks at you and with a very eerily understandable voice just says, no. And then goes
Oh.
back to snarling.
You're smarter than I thought you were.
Okay, Zuda.
No one but Gorga has gotten an attack off, right?
Correct.
Yes.
But you are the third person to try, so... we had 2 whiffs, and one of them was from the enemy.
Okay.
Which, good thing.
Toll the Dead. Wisdom save at 13.
Yeah.
Oh, these things are quite wise.
Oh no.
Most times I say that it's not true. But that's an 18 on the die, so it doesn't matter what their modifier is.
All right. Then I will use my movement to put myself next to Ryan, between everybody else and the rest of the party. Between the creature and the rest of the party.
Okay. So we now have Ryan up there next to the thing, Zuda up there next to the thing, and Talia up there next to the thing.
Yeah.
I am okay with this plan. I'm also okay with Morley going next, because Morley's going next.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember. It sounds like Molly's
Aim and
not
shoot.
standing there. Aim and shoot where? You've built a wall of people.
I mean, you actually have, yes.
They're not wrong.
Okay.
Does the DM just say that it's got partial cover now?
What can I do with this? No, I have to see it for that.
Suggestion.
Yeah.
You can see it. It's just that there's people between you and it, so you're not quite sure you could make the shot. But you just saw, and now hold on.
Mm-hmm.
This is only our second time playing with these characters, so names. You just saw Zuda do a thing. You think maybe you could do that too.
Oh, okay. I don't have to see it for that. So
Well, you do have to see it, but you can see it.
I can kind of see it, but I don't have to try to hit it. So I will do Toll the Dead.
Okay. That means I've got to try another roll.
Okay.
Coincidentally, using your character sheet for the D20s because I'm using the D&D Beyond built-in roller.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay, and that is a 6.
Okay, so it has to do a Wisdom save of 13. So now I roll
But you didn't.
D12.
12?
Yeah, roll.
You roll
Yeah,
D12.
because it's injured.
Okay, I roll a D12.
Yeah.
D12.
The
Okay,
spell
rolling a
details don't really
D12.
count for that.
I have a 7.
Okay.
Okay. That's
So
all
you
I'm
saw
doing.
Zuda attempt a thing, and then you did it better.
Yeah.
Actually, you did it just as good. The difference is
Right.
it didn't do so
It was
good
already
saving the
injured.
second
Your
time.
one worked.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
So
there
I'm-
any? Is there
go
an
ahead.
outward effect of this?
No,
Well, except for the bell ringing.
it
No,
doesn't
there-
hurt us.
There is the sound of a
Yeah.
bell ringing. It vibrates visibly and momentarily puts its hands up to where its ears would be if it still had ears.
Well, I meant with the crossbow, but good job.
That works.
It
This
will
works
do.
too.
It will
To
do.
be fair, you are literally in the way of the crossbow shot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As I said, you
I was
built it
kind of
full of people.
hoping people would be staying behind the person with the shield, but that's not how it shook out.
That's rarely how it works.
Zuda, as it happens, is also a person with a shield.
And I'm also a person with a magic shield.
With all that said,
Yeah, I
It
don't
is-
usually truck with magic shield.
it is time for the person who rolled a 4 for initiative.
Hi. So instinctively, Talia's gonna scooch round and flank the thing, and summon her rapier and take a slice, take a slash at it.
To be fair, Morley, now there's less of a wall between you and it,
Oh, okay.
because Talia got out of the way.
Yeah, that's a 22 to hit.
Glancing blow.
Mm.
You narrowly miss what's left of its spleen.
That's 7 points of piercing damage.
How do you want to do this?
Ooh.
You obliterate what's left of its spleen.
Yeah, I take the rapier and just stab it into the spleen up to the raven hilt.
No, I need that for our undetermined methods of digestion.
My bile production.
I already lost my gallbladder last week.
Pull it out, look at the sword. Huh, this is new.
And it sort of just wheezes and falls back down to the ground, this time not getting up to strike you again.
Well, good job not dying, everybody.
We have
Very good
succeeded
job.
in not dying. Yes, it's true.
Golf clap. Good job.
Yes.
A kobold barbarian in red dragon skull armor comes over and suggests that you do something to the corpse and then walks away.
What could that be?
Well, you want to make sure it's dead. Better take the head
Right.
off.
Right.
This is not canon. That did not happen. Gox does not make a cameo.
It's not
That's-
canon here.
I actually would like to put my long sword through its face to make sure it's not playing possum.
Well, if it's playing possum, it's of two minds about it at this point.
Right.
The one on the left and the one on the right.
Yes. If it had half a brain, well, it does. It's got two halves.
Well, now it's
A
specifically
brain
had
in the
two
head
halves.
is worth 2 on the floor.
Technically, it's a net 1.
Actually, it's more like, given where Ryan put the sword through, it's more like 2/5, 3/5. But
I love how Archbreath is saying, goes ew cheerily. I don't know how you exactly mix those emotions.
I think it's kind of like a ew.
Maybe.
Yay.
I'm going to go ahead and
kinda.
reapply Vigilant Blessing to Ryan.
Thanks.
Because unlike Eyes of the Night, Vigilant Blessing does not have a number of uses per day.
I'm going to send away my sword.
Okay, we have managed to not die from this and the little angry things in the other room. Are we going to continue searching for things to not die from? Or are we done?
Well,
Sort of says a short benediction over whatever it is we just killed.
While you're saying the benediction, young Miss Rogue, with your passive perception of 17, the DM truly appreciates high passive perceptions. I say this in every campaign, but the higher the passive perception, the less rolling I have to require for me to just give you exposition. But this isn't really much exposition. Whatever this thing was, it clearly has a belt pouch.
Can I look and check teeth-wise, see if it's a vampire?
It's got a lot of pointy teeth, but it doesn't have 2 pointy teeth. They're all pointy.
Well,
So, not a vampire.
I'm going to be careful to touch this thing as little as I possibly can, but I am going to take a look at that pouch.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
13.
I am worried about sleight of hand being invoked here.
Well, the request was made to touch it as little as possible.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. So with a 13, I'm going to say that you successfully dislodge the belt pouch from this creature's belt without touching it at all. You don't even touch the pants or the belt. Good job, you. You have a pouch that has 5 gold in it. It's up to you whether or not you mention that's 5 gold. You might go, oh, it's empty. Too bad. But that's your character development, not mine. And you also find a finger bone.
Okay, there's some gold and a finger bone in here. Why would this thing have a finger bone? Gross.
Is it missing a finger? Perhaps it belonged to him?
It has all of its fingers.
Okay, is not his.
Any
It's
of
missing
the
parts of its head,
magic-y
and its spleen is
types
gone.
Here?
I am
Have any idea?
relatively magic-y. Can I look at it and check to see if it's potentially could be used as a component for a spell, or
It could be a totem or a component or simply a keepsake of
Well, it's
someone it cared about in life.
got stuff carved into it.
ooh, what does it say?
It's a very good question.
Can I
Wouldn't you
read it?
like to know? Why, yes, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Arcana check?
It says Dracuna, Dracoites, Dracorum, Satis D. Not true. Not canon.
Oh, I want to watch Bedknobs and Broomsticks now.
Quati Verata Nicto.
It's a surprisingly
There you go.
good movie.
It's a super good movie. I used to watch it all the time as a kid.
Epsilon, Eucrates, Dernesto.
I used to want to have a home that I could just live in rent-free because there was an unexploded bomb in the front yard.
Yeah, I know, right?
Of course, at the time, I didn't realize what a disaster that was.
Yeah.
Like, today, me would be like, no.
No, I'm going to be smart. Let's live somewhere else.
Let's make like the owner of that house and go elsewhere. As far away
Good night,
elsewhere
Aaron.
as we
I
can.
might kill you tomorrow.
So, what does it say?
Well, looking at the languages that you speak, you don't know.
Gibberish.
Can I take a
Can
look
anyone
at that?
translate this?
Maybe? Let me see.
What
Right.
language?
Not a clue.
Do I roll Arcana?
It's
for
not
that?
Sylvan, it's
Arcana?
not Elvish, it's not common.
Okay.
It's not Sylvan, it's not Elvish, it's not common.
I'm assuming it's not celestial.
What was I supposed to roll?
I didn't ask for a roll. What languages do you speak?
Common, Dwarvish, and Infernal.
It's Infernal.
My character.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's a language I speak. And it says... What's it say?
It's incomplete. Your best guess as to which words it starts with. It's like, imagine if you will, you're looking at a page that was ripped from a book, but not well. So you're getting
Okay.
part of it. But it looks to be just describing a person's life.
Okay, so we have not complete, but sort of a journal entry of somebody's life.
It seems very boring, actually.
Not much here, you know. He liked to eat soup for lunch, and or she.
I think I know who this is.
Why is it on a finger?
This I do not know.
Guess we leave it with the corpse, huh? Wouldn't
I think
feel
Chris knows who this is.
right carrying around someone, I don't know, even if they did get turned into something nasty and person-eating.
Well, we don't know if this was like something this creature wrote on this, or if the creature found it from somewhere else. But I don't see why we would keep a journal this boring, you know?
And
So
for the record, the
Yeah.
thing that you killed has all of its fingers.
Right.
It's
So,
its head that's incomplete. Well, head
Right.
and spleen.
right. But, I mean, he could have obtained a finger bone from somewhere else and used it as a journal for whatever reason. It's not his fingers, but it's
Dear
someone
diary,
or someone
today
else.
I
did
had
it.
soup.
Yes, today I had soup.
It was
It's
liver
very
soup. I
boring
had it with a nice
diary.
Chianti.
On the other hand, if we keep it and find the person it belongs to, if it's not this person, they might be grateful for its return.
Maybe so. I mean, here is your
They
your
are,
finger bone. It has a boring journal written on it. Enjoy. I mean, I don't
they
know.
are probably dead. Just pointing that out.
Probably.
Well, I don't mean to say the person whose body the finger came from.
You mean the spirit?
I mean
Ah.
whoever wrote the journal. And if I were keeping a diary for whatever reason, I would appreciate it being returned to me.
This makes sense. I will hang on to it for a while and see if the spirit appears for it.
Very well.
Okay, someone roll me a d12.
Oh God!
Oh,
Stop
boy.
asking that.
Keep saying that.
Oh,
Stop freaking out so much.
12 and 3. EO is a faster typer than I.
Okay.
I'm
From
a
the south.
faster typer than a lot of people.
It's fair. You have quite a bit of practice.
From the south, Gorga hears some squeaks. Gorga's not the only one who
Rats.
hears some squeaks. Vex hears them almost as quickly, and immediately
Every time you say Vex, I
Flies
think
to
you're
the
talking to me. Jesus.
you haven't played Vex in... Well, actually, no, you've played Vex relatively recently, but months. You have not played Vex in months.
I know, but it's Vex.
it's still
True.
yeah.
If
This
it
is a
helps,
different
this
Vex.
one is
To
spelled.
be
If it
fair,
helps, this one is spelled VECKS.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
to be fair, Vex
To be fair,
does have a passive perception of yes.
When it comes to squeaky things, Vex has a passive perception of yes, and Vex takes off flying towards the squeaks.
That
And that's what we're
dragon
going
is
to
going
end
to get
it.
us killed.
It's going to eat them up it, or whatever those little creatures were.
So,
Hopefully it comes back. We are not required to keep this one alive, are we? Maybe? I don't know.
No. We are not.
They did,
mean, I
accept,
suggest-
they did accept the goal of not dying, because
I
Baba
suggest
didn't
it's
say
eating
anything
the
about
dragon.
Vex not dying.
I suggest
So I
eating the
think
dragon.
we should keep it safe if we can.
probably
Well,
true.
yes, of course. But in the end, our job is to not die ourselves.
This is true.
So if it's going to be silly and get itself killed, we should probably save ourselves.
But if we can, we should probably save it too.
If we
and since we're
must.
over 20 minutes over time, that is where we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Congratulations on completing this level of the quest of not dying.
Yes.
Level?
Proud of us.
This arc of the quest of not dying.
I was going to say,
Yeah, my personal way of doing it is you don't level up without a long rest. So
and if we
I mean,
take a
that's the
long
rules.
rest here, then if we take a long rest here, then the Mephits are going to draw mustaches on our face with Sharpies.
Probably.
So,
at least your faces.
yeah.
Eh.
Oh, I don't want to
I
imagine
can
where
live
else I'm
with
going to find
Sharpies.
mustaches.
They're going to draw them on the side of your index finger, so you can hold your index finger up to your upper lip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's actually kind of cool. But never mind about that. So, thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for playing. Tonight we were joined by a bunch of awesome people, including Elifae, Archbeth, Theo was here as well, and also our players, Chris, Ellie, Eo, Jen, and Cindy. Let's do a few quick plugs. So, starting off at the top and going down, Chris does a fortnightly recorded podcast, Azeroth CTC. You can get that at azerothctc.com. Clearly, they talk about World of Warcraft, but that's not the only thing they talk about. They have branched into other games as well.
Well, that's just false advertising.
We are working on the rebranding, but every time we sit down and talk about it, we hate the names we come up with.
Trust me, I understand.
They rebrand to not just Azeroth CTC. Actually, I hate that. I just came up with it and I hate it. So I understand the difficulty. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Ellie runs a social network.
Beyond.
You get it.
Ellie runs a social network. Elek.xyz, elek.xyz. A lot of us have accounts there. Not all of us, but a lot of us do. All of our social media that we wish to share is available on the cast page, which is linked in the show notes of this podcast. And also, if you're watching live, it is also there on the screen. So
tragically, Alec is also false advertising because it's also not just about World of Warcraft.
Surprisingly little World of Warcraft discussion.
Yeah, no kidding. Mostly it's Final Fantasy 14.
Ooh,
that's because they're going.
I might actually join Alec. That's what they're talking about.
You already have. You have an account there. You made an account, but you never used it after one post.
I just never use it.
I should try that game someday.
It is now free to play all the way up to 60, by the way.
I thought that was starting in August.
Not now. It's starting on August 11th.
By the time people hear the edited version of this, it will be free to play.
It'll be done, yeah.
Yes.
Because we're speaking to everyone from months in the past.
I have a guild, so you're all welcome to join it.
I can verify that Final Fantasy 14 is in fact fun as heck. I just haven't played it in a couple weeks.
Super fun.
What server are you on, Chris?
I play on Lich on the Europe servers.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what data center we're on, but I play a dancer.
I'll have to check it out. I'm on the US servers, obviously, but
yeah. But the good thing is you don't need two accounts. You can
I'll see if I can transfer over.
Yay!
All right. And Eo's mom writes books. You can get those at elizabeth-mccoy.com. Jen has a blog and podcast. You can get that at bookofjen.net. Cindy is awesome. Don't have other things to plug for that, but Cindy is awesome.
Cindy is wonderful. I can confirm.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing, and if Cindy stole it, Cindy has suffered a setback this week, and so you should hire her.
And also send her pictures of otters.
That's true.
Oh, I love otters. They're so cute.
They are. They are adorable. And we also have a Patreon. Patreon.com/cogwheelgaming. Help us keep the lights on. You can join other illustrious patrons, including Chris, Cindy, Ellie, Eric, and Mickey. A lot of those names are very familiar because they join in our games on a regular basis. I told them, no, you play in the games. Please don't send me money. And they said, you're not my real dad. Which is fair.
Also,
the ironic thing is, I think I actually did say that to you. I think those are my actual words to you.
that is where I got the idea to say that, yes.
Also, Aaron doesn't dare plug himself, but he's got a website at aaronbsmith.com and a gaming website at aaronbsmith.com/cogwheel.
And don't forget the Switch channel, which is Crash the DM.
Crash the DM, yes.
Yeah, the thing that people are listening to live, don't forget to plug it, but yes.
Yes.
Someone will hear it later, though.
Someone will hear it later. God.
The recording, and you got to tell people who are listening to the recording that there's somewhere that they can listen to it live.
I mean, see, that's what you do if you want more listeners.
We got your back on this, but you don't listen to us.
So next time we're going to remind you at the beginning of the recording. If you're listening to the recording, you can tune into us live at twitch.tv/crashthedm.
I appreciate how Chris has wisely decided to not wait until this incredibly long, drawn-out closing is finished to open up Final Fantasy XIV.
This is the longest outro. Right? This is the longest outro we have ever done.
It's getting a bit ridiculous here.
Jump into 14.
Well,
it's true.
We keep going off on different things, and I was going to end it like a minute ago, but then you decided, let's plug all of Aaron's stuff. That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
So until next time,
hey,
an
8-minute outro is... I mean, we're rivaling YouTube at this point, so...
Oh, God.
And now let's have all the Patreon patrons scroll past very slowly.
Yep.
Okay, until next time.
Gotta get that 10-minute watch time.
We need to include the outtakes.
I do not include outtakes.
Right, good night, everybody.
Dude, you've got to get that B-roll in there.
I delete the B-roll. It is gone. And that is what Crash is saying. There is no B-roll. Good night, everybody.
That would be a great Patreon.